Hey, good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well tonight, guys. I know it's kind of unusual to see me on late in the evening like this. It is 8:11 p.m. my time. Yes, a little unusual. Of course, we did have some of those technical difficulties this morning with the bandwidth. Was on the phone with my ISP. Did a whole lot of outdoor spelunking today, making sure that my internet, connections were quite secure. But seems like magically the fairies of cryptocurrency have bestowed upon me a good internet connection. So finally, I am able to be here live to you guys. Yes. So we'll start doing it this evening. Thank you. Hopefully we can get a different kind of crowd in. The crowd that we get in the morning is, we got a lot of regulars, a lot of the same people. So I'm interested to see what the comments are this evening, to see what people think about the markets. All right. So let's see here. Just want to say hi to the chat. XRP Andy, how are you doing? Echo 5127, Mbait 22. Wait a minute, it's not 12 p.m. You're right, man. James Glenn, how you doing, man? Glad you could finally catch the show. Keel Wilson, and let's see. Oh, Scott Mastash, how we doing, man? Moderating the, holding that wrench down right on. Mbait, man, you deserve it, brother. You are officially wrenched, my good man. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's do the analysis first, and then we'll talk about the Proof of Keys event coming up tomorrow. And then we'll go into the tracking of the, we'll talk about the closing of December 2018 for the Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group. Just kind of look back at 2018. You know, there's a really fun, I kind of just hopped on to do this, so I don't have the full show, you know, normally prepared, so I don't have all the news that I want to go over. I don't really have all the funny tweets and all that kind of stuff that I want to go over. You know, maybe I'll do that tomorrow, but... And then I do have some announcements on guests I'm going to have for the show. So let's just get right into it. Let's start off with spot price, of course. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin, and we'll start off on the daily chart here, guys. All right, so nothing really has changed, honestly. As I spoke about, so 2 days ago, I was saying, oh no, what we were saying. So this would have been 3 days ago that we were originally taking the short position. So if we go down to the lower time frames, we can actually see what were the measurements for that. Again, the overbought level on BTC right here on spot price, giving us the sell signal on both of my oscillators right here. So took the short position down again, Bitcoin just ranging. So we're looking to use the oscillators for entry and exit at this ranging point in time. Again, not taking huge massive plays, but we did take that short side down, targeting the point of control, hit the point of control, took our profits. And then we saw the crossovers again on the time transformer and took the trade to the upside. So still in the long position, we've hit, if we go over here to BitMEX, where we're actually executing the trade, going down to the 4-hour chart, we actually did hit 3 of our 4 take profit targets. Excuse me, 3 of 5 take profit targets. So 2 more take profit targets above us. So trading group doing quite well. But if you're not in the trading group, you just are interested in what price is going to do. So let's get into that. All right. So what was kind of interesting, you know, and it's one of those things where price is in this, when price is contracted like this, you get excited about small little things as a trader. So on the daily chart, we had green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red, green, green, green. Oh, Jesus Christ. We had 2 green days in a row, guys. Call the presses. This is hot off the news, man. Hot news right here. 2 green days in a row. Will it be followed by two red days? More than likely, man. All right, so did come up right here to my descending trend line of resistance. Didn't quite reach it. That's fine. Getting a little bit of pullback right here, right in the resistance zone as well. We do have on the daily chart, we do have that point of control coming in right around 3,744. So likely to see a pullback potentially to that region as well. Again, waiting for that directional play to expose itself to me, guys. As I said earlier, I'm overwhelmingly bearish, unfortunately, still at this point in the market cycle right here. Again, I've talked at length about the meme painted inverted head and shoulders and how the volume characteristic is completely wrong for this particular type of play on that pattern. Nothing to me on the chart says that we are going to go up to 5K at this point in time. Again, more than likely, we're just going to see range-bound price action here until either 3,000 or 4,300 breaks, and that's just the long and the short of it. Again, traders don't like to hear that. Traders like to hop on. Well, it's not the traders don't like to hear that, but people like to hop on and hear the crystal ball fortune news and hear that we're going to go to 5K right now, or we're going to 2,000 right now tomorrow. It just doesn't work that way, guys. I'm a reactionary trader. I predict key areas where I want to take trades from, and I react based upon that. If this, then that. Should be a good title for this show. So we are just range bound, unfortunately. So when we are range bound, we are looking to use levels like overbought and oversold, because these are key areas where oscillators are actually going to be your best friend. Now, whether you want to use RSI or you want to use MACD or you want to use stochastic, whatever, that depends upon your strategy. Again, my strategy revolves around my oscillators that I've programmed with the help of our devs and horizontal support and resistance and my 10 years of just classical charting experience. So the positives, we are trading above the point of control. The Fisher is giving us actually the bullish crossover here on the daily chart as well on Bitcoin, but we are coming up into that diagonal level of resistance. And again, I had talked about this at length. The area that I am targeting for a more directional short trade at this point in time is hoping to catch a wick or a trade up into that zone on spot price here now between 3,900, 3,950, honestly, and 4,150. I would be managing risk around 42.88, and that's also the level that I start to get tentatively excited for entering into a long position. That would be breaking above our local swing high and starting to close candles above the area where we last closed our highest daily close when we had our first initial rally coming off the lows here of 3,500. Now, If we are actually able to start closing daily candles above 43, 4,400, I wait for the pullback to retest those areas as support, and then I can become excited, especially if the volume is confirming all this. I can begin to be excited about a potential movement up to 5K, because if we look over at the volume profile, we can see that the area pretty much between 4,300 and that $5,500 area is just completely shallow. There was very little volume traded in that area relative to the volume and the activity that's been traded in these consolidation periods. And of course, you're always going to see that. But as a volume profile, as I look at the volume profile as a key element of my technical analysis, I look to take gap trades, breaking above high volume nodes. Again, as I've said before, high volume nodes act as train stations. Price is the train. Price likes to hang out in the train station. And low volume nodes, or shallow areas of the volume profile, act as train tracks. And what do trains do when they're on train tracks? They zoom right along, generally at a quick clip. So be looking for that potential breakout trade to the upside if that does happen. But again, guys, I need to see confirmation of that. Otherwise, you're still unsafe in a large position size directional trade. All right, especially if you're over leveraged and you're unfamiliar with a proper risk management strategy, which again, as I'm aware, many individuals that are trading cryptocurrency are in that unfortunate state. All right, improv show, man. Let's see here. Did want to engage with the chat just a little bit. James Glenn says, actually, let's start with Keel Wilson. I'm sorry, man. Bitcoin just got me paid on a short-term long I opened yesterday. Woohoo, this volume. Thin volume, so be careful if you're long. The bear is feasted for 13 months now. Absolutely, Keel Wilson. That's pretty much exactly the particulars. That's just the particular setup that we took as well. You can keep your extra. All right, Mbate. James Glenn says, I am being really patient with this one. I am not going to risk and go long or any of that. I am just going to stay out because there is too many bearish indicators and lower volume. Exactly, man. Mr. Hut QC, what's going on this evening, man? Glad to see you in here. Sebastian Rodriguez says, we are getting wealthy, man. All in Ethereum, the same coin that made me my first million in crypto 1 year ago. Hey, congratulations, man. I'm glad that you are being successful in this sphere. Gabriel, good to see you, man. Greetings in serendipitous timing. Feels like the Twilight Zone with the evening stream. Thanks for the coverage. No problem, man. Again, something that I have been thinking of is actually shifting to doing an evening show because it actually works out better for me temperamentally, psychologically. I do like the crowd and I do like the audience that I am getting earlier in the morning, and I've been doing that for several months now. So kind of be hard to shift to. I have been talking again with other members of the Kraken Cryptocurrency team about potentially somebody taking over my spot from 11 to 1 Central Standard Time, noon to 2 on the Eastern Seaboard, and then I could just shift my show over to the evening. Start kind of tearing into that, start tearing into that time block as well. Hopefully doing good. Henry Vara, thanks so much for the sub, man. Highly appreciated. Let's see here. Oh, I do want to give a shout out to Papa Hickson, Drool 216, Mike 500, and Scion Sin for the follows and the subs on Twitch, guys. Thank you very much for that. I missed that the other day. All right, so sliding on over here. So not a whole lot, honestly, to talk about Bitcoin. You know, I don't feel very strongly in this bearish move. I would expect us to get another little bit of a follow through on this bullish move right here. Up again, that just could be my directional bias because where do I have my short order spaced? Again, in this area right here. Still in the long, still haven't canceled that out, but I will be around midnight tonight. Why? Because I will be participating in the Proof of Keys event tomorrow. So we'll get into talking about that at the end. But as I told the members in the premium trading group, I'm still going to be doing my analysis. I'm still going to be calling trades and treating all the trades as if I was actually taking them live. Although I personally will be removing my money from all cryptocurrency exchanges tonight at midnight and returning it tomorrow at midnight in honor of the Proof of Keys event. So Bitcoin, more than likely, again, time will tell here. All right, sorry. Sometimes I speak too fast and my mind gets away from my brain. We do need to close below the point of control to be looking at taking a longer directional short trade right now, at least for me. I do need to see that break. Again, we have our next level of support that has been tested once. Really didn't get back down to on this test right here. This was just kind of a downside consolidation, almost a bull flag, if you will, off this nice bullish flagpole. But again, We can actually go down to the 4-hour chart to see that a little bit clearer. So we do have that support coming in right around here, around the around the mid $3,500 range. I would expect that level to hold again on a second pass through right here. You can obviously see the point of interest right here, this previous little consolidation period on the 4-hour chart where we did put in resistance initially. And again, that makes sense because it was local swing resistance right here. Breaking through that was a good sign of bullish continuation and follow through, and the volume was quite nice as well on the breakout. We did back test to test the actual highs of that breakout as support, and off to the races. We went all the way up to 4,200. And that was a good time for the Bitcoiners, especially the people in position. So we do see a symmetrical pattern forming. We see lower highs, higher lows. So waiting for this to break one way or the other. Again, I'm not a big chart patterns guy. I just look at horizontal support and resistance, but something to keep in mind. Obviously a symmetrical pattern, however you want to look at it, with lower highs, at least in the recent time, and higher lows. So still looking at this as the area of interest that I do want to be going short from. And just to reiterate, if we do get a nice convincing daily close above 42.88 is the level that I have on my chart based on the volume profile and horizontal support and resistance on the daily and the 12-hour chart. If we are actually able to close daily candles above that, then I start to look for a positional long up to that $5,000, $5,500 range. Again, I do have my conservative targets. If we go over here to the BitMEX chart, I do have my conservative targets for a positional long, again, at 4,665, 5,181. Those are my personal targets because I do like to be a conservative trader. The actual measured moves of the meme inverted head and shoulders are going to be pointing you all the way up to $5,364.50, $5,615.60, depending on whether you're measuring from the head, from the peak of the head. Again, I'm using candle body closes as well, whether you're measuring from the peak of the head to the left shoulder or the peak of the head to the right shoulder. Two potential targets, man. James May, hi, good evening to you, man. Glad to see you. Thanks for joining. All right, so that's Bitcoin for us. Again, if we look over here on BitMEX, we kind of see the exact same thing. Honestly, coming up to test the resistance area that I did have charted out. Again, local swing resistance as well, as you can see. Just wicking up right to that area, not quite making it to the descending trend line right here. So next potential short-term area for another bullish up thrust would be the area of 3,836. If that area is actually to hold, that would be quite bullish, and I would be expecting us to actually up thrust into that $3,900, $4,000 area. Next area of potential support on the BitMEX chart is actually 3,745. Again, the local point of control. Breaking down below that, we have the previous support area of 3,589, anywhere around this area right here. The local highs, the highs of our previous resistance that we did break out through, and the retest as support. So this breaking through, if we actually do break down below the 35, the higher 35s, 3570, 3550, somewhere around there, if we actually do end up closing below that level, then Bitcoin is going to have to find new support, because once we put in support and we break that support, then it's on the impetus of the coin to actually put in new support, and I won't be taking a long trade until we actually do put in some kind of convincing support, and I will be in a directional short at that point in time. Let's see, JV says, leaderboard on CoinFarm is 60-40. What do you usually do in that situation? Well, again, the leaderboard is only for those who wish to share their position. So if we actually go over and look at CoinFarm, let's switch over so I can answer your question. Let's go look at CoinFarm. Okay, so when we're looking at CoinFarm sentiment data for BitMEX, the initial tab on coinfarm.online is going to be showing us market orders. And the reason that we're looking at market orders, because as we know, BitMEX, there can't be ratios of longs to shorts for total position sizes, because every long is equated with one short. However, what we can look at is the number of market orders that are coming in, as opposed the number of long market orders as opposed to short market orders, because those are going to represent the aggression of the market. So when we do see something like a 60-40 ratio in market orders, we are looking for short-term trend reversal, if not significant trend reversal, because it means that one direction is getting overly aggressive, and most likely they are out of capital to continue pushing the trend upwards. So I'm always looking at this to see potential areas for a turning around. Again, we don't see that right now. We didn't really see that over here as well. We do see some, if we go to the significant trades ticker, we can see that honestly, this is pretty low volume stuff. Again, normally when we're looking at significant trades on BitMEX, I'm looking to see like $5 million in a position, $10 million in a position. Again, we're not even scraping 1 million here on our recent activity in the last 30 minutes. If we go to the last hour, let's see if we see anything interesting. Yeah, if we go to the last hour, I mean, we do see 1.340 to the buy. Again, superiority to the longs, but only by about 4.9 million. So not a huge divergence. Again, if we do look back at the last hour, we do actually see that ratio 65-36, 34-64. So the longs did get overly aggressive over the last hour, and we are seeing that pullback as expected. So one way that you can definitely use this metric in your trading. Now, if we go over to the leaderboard, let's go check the leaderboard out. All right, so we do see the leaderboard 60-40 to the short side, 38-89 to the long side. So typically the way that you would normally play this out is expecting that since this is going to be a leaderboard, therefore they are managing heavier positions. They're not going to be your retail traders. This is akin to institutional order flow at work. So typically you would want to be on the side of the institutional order flow. However, the volume is still very weak. I don't really see any convincing signs of a strong, again, okay, so let me state this more clearly so I don't sound like I'm contradicting myself. Let's go over to the chart. Okay, so yes, I am looking for a directional play to the downside. So yes, overall, you are far safer in a short position right now than you are in a long position. However, the signs have not been given. The reaction isn't clear enough to be able to say for confidence that this is the moment that you need to be in a short position. Again, nobody can say that. No trader, no analyst can say that. But for me, my qualifications for entering into a short have not been entered yet. Again, we are seeing those higher lows and lower highs. And until I start seeing lower lows and support broken, I'm not going to be fully confirmed on taking the directional short to the downside. And again, I would like to see an upthrust and an exhaustion of the long positions here, moving us up into that short box territory that I'm looking at right here on BitMEX between 3,900 and, honestly, really depending on where we get there, between 3,915 and 4,100 is where I'd like to see price go to. That's where I'd like to see the longs get stalled out, and that's where I do have my longer term directional shorts placed, or at least they will be placed again tomorrow evening. So, all right, let's go back over to CoinFarm. Okay, so just breaking down CoinFarm a little bit more for you guys, so hopefully I can answer this question well. Yes, typically you do want to be on the majority side. So again, you are always safer in a short position at this point in the market anyways, and you are risking it by going long, especially longing to resistance as we are right now. Now, for those of you who want to take short-term trades, I would be expecting to see a little bit of a healthy pullback right here and then another upthrust into that area. Does it happen tonight? Does it happen tomorrow? We'll just have to wait and watch the charts and see. But the longer-term position, for those of you who just want the long and the short of it, is the short play is the best play right now, in my humble opinion. Again, make sure that you guys are generating your own unique trade ideas and following the strategy and risk management that is applicable to your trading strategy. So, another thing that we can look at is margin position. And an interesting thing about this is margin position is going to display for us, for the traders on BitMEX that are willing to share their positions on the BitMEX Rect chat box, this is where they are at. So we can actually see the ratio of individuals that are willing to share their positions. So for those of you who are willing to share their positions, we do see almost 58% to the long side, 42% to the downside. So that's almost that 60-40 ratio where we would be looking for a long reversal as well. So all the ways that you can see this, generally these are going to be your larger retail traders as well, generally considered other, if you were to diversify BitMEX the way that CME and CBOE futures were to diversify their traders as well. So something to keep in mind. Since we're over in this scene, let's go ahead and take a look at some other data metrics. Let's look at VC Health, and we can take a look at the MDR. All right, so looking at the historical market depth for Bitcoin, we do actually see that asks are in the superiority. We do see that overall we have rising open interest, which is good to see. Looking for volatility, looking for good trades to take. We do see that starting really the beginning of the last evening and starting today, we did see a rise in asks as opposed to bids, and they are continuing to rise as both of them are. We do see rising open interest, good sign to see. But what that is telling us is that averaged across exchanges, we have now seen a spike in sell orders. So obviously individuals interested to sell their Bitcoins at these levels. We don't see a massive interest, at least an overpowering interest in looking to buy into this resistance. Obviously the sentiment is still very negative, at least for those individuals who can move the market and have the capital to do so. All right, let's go take a look over at VC depth and look at Bitcoin so we can actually look at the MDR. Waiting for this thing to load. No problem, JV. Thank you so much. All right, excellent. Now we can actually look at the MDR right here. So what do we see here? Let's go to the daily. Yep, so the daily, we do have a fairly negative day. Let's go to the week. Yes, so pretty much from yesterday up until today, we do see a negative reaction in the MDR. When did that really start? That started at about, oh, okay. So I hate the way this thing is metric. I'm not actually, shoot, hold on, let's see here. Well, I can just see what the current time is, right? So this is updated every 30 minutes. This is, oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, so wait. Okay, so this is set to my time zone. Okay, not a problem. Excellent. So between 5 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. today, things just shit the bed as far as the MDR goes. So let's go back to the charts and take a gander at that. Let's pull up the hourly chart. And between 5 and 5:30, so right around this area is when we saw a lot of asks come into the market. Now, that's not market orders, that's actually limit orders. So what that means is that as we broke above resistance, people are like, oh my dear Jesus, put those sell orders in, Martha. We're going to get rich. We bought at 3,200 and now we're going to sell at 3,800. We missed 4,200, Martha. Call the doctor. We can finally upgrade your wheelchair. I don't know if anybody talks like that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. I think my parents probably do. James Glenn says, I personally believe we will be retesting our yearly low once again. Absolutely, my friend. Maybe we'll bounce from it, but we may just enter the 2000s, which I am so looking forward to. I'm pumped. Me too, James. Honestly, you know, I get so much flack for being like, Justin, why are you so excited to short all the time? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I like money, and I like to make money in a bear market. I like to make money in a bull market. Now, am I long-term bullish, and do I fundamentally believe in Bitcoin? Absolutely. But, you know, I was looking at my Coinbase account today, and, you know, I'm still mostly for spot price. I'm still mostly in USD. Now, I have accumulated some Bitcoin at some key levels, yes. But that was, you know, I kind of prepared for that. I've been prepared for price to go all the way down to 2,331 for quite a while, honestly. Now, but I was just looking at my Coinbase and I was like, wow, you know, I could just buy a few Bitcoins, you know? Heck, I could give a few Bitcoins away. I mean, it was, you know, it was hard for me to say that back at 12,000, 15,000, even 9,000. I mean, I'm not doing too bad for myself, but geez, you know, a $9,000 gift, that's pretty big. But, you know, fuck, I could buy a couple Bitcoins for my kids a piece and not really flinch. Geez, these prices are fantastic. And down at 2,000, man, let me tell you, dude. Let's see here. James Glenn says, this is personally short midterm for me, still making lower highs in the long run, which is still bearish. Yep, absolutely, man. Edward Park, hey, good morning to you, or good evening to you, man. What's up, Justin? Thanks for streaming. And Daniel, hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, James, Gabriel says, when that selling volume arrives, it shows how weak the normal day-to-day volume really is. Absolutely, man. All right, so let's see if there's any other metrics that I do want to look at. We can look at, okay, so we looked at Coin Farm, we looked at VC depth, seeing that the MDR is quite negative right now. So it's going to be hard for me to be bullish. Again, I know some traders that exclusively trade off this. And when it comes to altcoins, I think that's a fantastic strategy. I think that you guys should definitely be incorporating market depth ratio into your buying and selling strategy. So check this out if you haven't already. Again, Bitcoin Trading Challenge has a fantastic video where he does break this down. And actually, that is congruent to one of the announcements that I have coming up. So let's go over to BitGer and see if we do see anything interesting. We can look at the open interest report. Yep, so funds still neutral. Asset managers are still selling like crazy. And retail traders still trying to buy the dip. You got to love them, man. You got to love them. Let's see if we see a rise in open interest. Okay, so these are net positions in Bitcoin futures. So again, we do see that this is net small, net others. Let's look at the net funds. Yep, so the net funds have, okay, so we do see a rise in net funds. That's really good to see. Okay, that's interesting. So rising open interest on the CME CBOE futures. Good to see, good to see. This is Bitcoin open interest in longs. Oh, so, okay, so the long funds have actually increased their longs. They've also increased their shorts. So they're just taking on more risk. That's nice to see. They haven't really deleveraged either position. They're just adding to their position. So that's good. They're adding both on the long side and on the short side. Still funds, still concerned with hedging. But the fact that they're buying more positions rather than selling them off to reduce risk and not be exposed to the market is a good sign. I'm not going to lie. That is a good sign to see. We do see the same thing. Okay, so what do we see here? Let's, God, I hate using this. I prefer using Bennett's indicator, honestly. All right, so this is, let's look at longs, others. That's going to be the purple line. So the longs, others, so they have actually, again, so asset managers have reduced their long positions and increased their short positions. Okay, those are professional traders. They're not wielding as much capital as funds, but they try to be savvier stock pickers. Again, this is the difference between kind of a hedge fund and let me think of a good example. This is the difference between Morgan Stanley and a hedge fund. Okay. And then we obviously see that retail traders or the smallest position sizes on CME CBOE have increased their longs and have decreased their shorts as well. So, we put less stock on that than what the funds are doing. What is interesting to me still about this is that the funds are rising in open interest. They've added on longs and they've added on shorts. So if we actually go back to, when was the last time I was really talking about this extensively? It was probably the beginning of December. So here's December 4th. We had CME CBOE long funds, 12,813 positions to the long side. And now they are sitting at 16,380. We take the same data metric for December 4th, Bitcoin open interest in shorts. They were sitting at, come on, let me get the measurement. Okay, so they were sitting at 12,868. And now they are currently sitting at 17,681 shorts. So still a little bit more to the short side, honestly, but mostly hedged. Good to see. Good to see, especially with that rising open interest. Jeff Handsome. Hey, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. MBay22 says, am I hearing BTC giveaway at 2K? Yeah, absolutely. If your last name is Wise and you came from my loins. James Glenn says, yes, it's shown on the 4-hour, 1-day, 6-hour, and 12-hour chart. Not good in my opinion. I would hate to be wrong and see a huge bullish volume candle and miss out, but I play higher probability. Absolutely, sir. That is how we do it, man. Not low. Lower highs on the MACD and RSI have been in the makes for a while as well. Absolutely, man. Kadota says, y'all gone over BTC targets already? Yeah, sure, we can go. We can be a little bit more specific with BTC targets, although, yes, we did. But I'm happy to go over them again before I hit Ethereum and Ripple. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. All right, so we'll just stick with the BitMEX chart for right now. Okay, so sticking with the BitMEX chart. Okay, well, I do have us getting rejection from our current resistance line right here, and that line is coming in around 3,915. Now, if we're able to close a 4-hour candle above 3,915, I'm going to potentially add a small, actually, well, again, you got to keep this in mind. I'm going to have to do this analysis assuming that I'm in this trade, although I will be exiting all my positions at midnight tonight and putting my money back on exchanges tomorrow night at midnight in honor of the Proof of Keys event. So just take this with a grain of salt. When I say, like, I'm going to be doing this and I would be doing that, just keep that in mind. All right, so again, if we are able to actually close a 4-hour candle above 3,915, that's going to be a break of local resistance. I would expect a retest of my red box sell territory right here of at least 4,000. I would expect at least a retest of 4,000. I would expect us to put in a lower high. Woo! A lower high. Again, we could see an SFP right here. Again, Alex, I hope you're listening, man. We could see an SFP, in which case we actually do end up wicking above this level and then closing below the red line right here, which is actually our swing high. That's coming in around 3,966. So you do want to be aware and on point for that as well. But above that 3,966 as well, we are officially above the descending trend line that is created and crafted from the 24-hour and the 12-hour chart as well. Then we enter into my sell territory, that range between 3,966 and 4,130, where I do, 4,174, where I do want to be opening shorts in that range, managing risk at 4,288. Above 4,288, I look to open up long positions. Again, below 3,000, So let me actually make sure that I'm getting the correct data in here for you guys. Okay. And going below 3,824, I look to open up short positions as well. I feel that's going to be fairly congruent as well with the Fisher Transform giving me the crossover, at least on the 4-hour chart, but I do look to the daily chart to take confirmation for that before I look to the 4-hour chart. And I'd be looking to add to a short position at that point in time, breaking down the point of control. Again, I'd probably be looking to cover as we approach these swing low targets, previous areas of support. However, if we do break down below that, I will no longer look to, I will look to double down on my position or completely add back with the profits that I have covered. And I'm looking for a longer term directional short because that would be an absolute break of resistance. And it's going to be the onus on Bitcoin to look for resistance lower than that. What are going to be those resistances lower than that? Well, I do have my first buy box territory coming in around 3,347 to 3,420. Breaking down below 3,281, things start to get extremely hairy. And then, of course, we're just looking for this area to hold. But if that does happen, I think if we break below 3,400, then most likely we're going to get a third test on this descending supportive trend line as well, guys. So that's actually going to bring us all the way down. Geez. That could bring us all the way down to 2,500, depending on when and how quickly we get down to that level as well. Zooming out, we take the long-term view. Actually, let's go over to spot price to do this because I haven't done this for a few days. Let's take the long-term view of Bitcoin. Let's make sure we throw on that logarithmic chart, and let's just get the long-term view of Bitcoin. So that's for those of you who are new to the channel or are not familiar with my technical analysis, you can see what I am looking at on the longer-term time frames as well. The first thing that I do want to pull up is actually, you know me, I don't tend to use a whole lot of moving averages except for my moving averages. But where did we get support the previous point in time? We had got support right off that 200 period simple moving average, right a little bit, one standard deviation actually away, one ATR on the weekly chart above the previous support zone at 2,938, which was previous resistance turned support. Again, that's a fairly important level. Why? A lot of people are pointing it out as the measured move of the descending triangle that Bitcoin put in once it did top at 19,000. Again, we did posit in this descending triangle or descending channel, however you guys want to call it, it doesn't really matter. It broke to the downside. People took that measured move from peak to trough, and that was pointing us down here at that $2,900 level. Again, you didn't need to do the measured move of any chart patterns. I'm not a chart pattern guy. You can clearly see it as resistance tested, broken through, back tested as support. That is a key level, and that actually that level is 2,938. It's not 2,900. It's 2,938. Now, breaking down, could we get a wick down to that level? I think that the 200 period simple moving average probably does hold on the second pass through. So if we do look at the weekly chart, again, does it break the next attempt that we get? Probably not. So the simple moving average is currently sitting at $3,232.89. So looking for that to hold price up for a secondary bounce. Okay, looking for price to hold that up as a secondary bounce if we do end up breaking down below these levels. Now, you can see now that we've almost got a tweezer bottom level of support off of our previous high. I don't know why that line's not there. I put that line there. I swear Santa comes in and fucks with me. Okay, so we can see our supporting line coming in right around that $3,588.43. That is actually the high of our previous bearish candle, and we are getting support off that level. Of course, that was the resistance zone to break looking at candlestick analysis. So long-term outlooks, if we break the 200 period simple moving average and recent low support, then most likely we are going to move down, get some resistance off that $2,938, maybe get a bounce from that rejection from the 200 period simple moving average, and then make our way down into my green box buy territory, where eventually I do think we end up settling around $2,331. Why $2,331, you might ask? Well, Watson, I've got a surprise for you, sir. Let's go to the auto chart and actually look at why I say $2,331. That is the 88.6 Fibonacci retracement. That is the level of Fibonacci that Bitcoin did find its bottom during the previous bear market in 2014. Again, that is also at the lower end of the buy zone right here. So we do have this consolidation phase right here. If we were actually to look at, shoot, it's not going to show up very well because I'm taking in too much data. Okay, excellent. So we actually do see we have a relative HVN here on the volume profile. Looking at the run up starting in 2016 all the way up to the swing high, obviously, in December of 2017. We do have a spike in the HVN. We've broken down below 1 HVN and currently consolidating at the lower range of that HVN. A break of that HVN, we do enter into a low volume node area where I expect us to do a gap trade, short trade, so I will be below 3,500. That's why I'm looking at long-term directional shorts, looking to cover on a secondary test of the 200 period simple moving average and local swing low support. But Most likely, once that will range, most likely we don't break to the downside immediately, but I will be looking to take those overbought, oversold oscillator trades. That's why I said at this stage of the market cycle, oscillators are your best friend. They're not applicable in strongly trending markets, but we're not strongly trending right now. We do have a brief pause during the journey through the wilderness with Moses. Moses is taking us all the way down to the cave of Aaron, and we have a brief pause as we are now worshiping the golden calf of Bakkt. So hopefully that was explicative enough for you guys. But moving all the way down, I do think that we eventually find our way to $2,331 and potentially 59 cents. That is the 88.6 Fibonacci retracement. The lower level, we do actually have a little bit of support there. And again, it is that the lower range of this high volume node on the volume profile and in this previous area of consolidation. If that area does break, the next support that we have, guys, unfortunately, is all the way down at $1,350, and the buy box territory for that is $1,263 to $1,445. Breaking that, you don't even want to fucking know, man. You don't even want to know. $778. $778 if that does break. But I do not think we're actually going to go below $2,000. And if we do, we'll deal with that at that point in time. But I do have, this is the area where I do have my initial buy set up. I'll be managing risk below this level as well here. So we will take that play. And that's what I see for right now. And that's what I'm going to focus on right now, guys. One day at a time, one little baby Satoshi at a time, man. Mbate says, I am changing name and checking ancestry.com now, man. Hey, I like you, Mbate. You're welcome to the family, brother. K7 Jixer 1000. Hey, what's going on, man? You know what? We don't always agree, but giving you the wrench, brother. Wield it with honor. A lower hope. Actually, I think I said a lower ho, honestly, man. Unfortunately. Gabriel says, that was some inspired chart poetry, Justin. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Kadota, no problem, my friend. MMXIX says, happy birthday, Bitcoin. Well, happy birthday to you, man. Hopefully it's everybody's birthday, man. It's everybody's birthday. It's January. It's time to make some resolutions. Again, guys, it's 8:48. I can't do a massively long show tonight. I am going to wrap this up in about 12 minutes. This is kind of the time of night where I do like to lay down and snuggle with my daughter and, watch our shows and everything. So, she's kind of, she's in the other room and I'm sure she's waiting on me. So it is the family time evening. Had a pretty busy day today, guys. Had a lot of appointments today. Not when I say appointments, what I mean is sitting at my computer desk, and doing, video calls with other traders and figuring stuff out. Closed out December 2018. So let's talk about that, guys. Let's do just a super quick look at Ethereum. You guys can actually see this. So this is the Ethereum position that I've taken. Again, I don't change stuff. Really, I try to take these trades off there, but it's there. You can see it. So we'll talk about this setup here. I just think this is a good example right here. So looking at pools of liquidity, I do see that Ethereum Bitcoin had put in a low right here. And that low was respected as resistance. So we have 1, 2 tests of that area. Price makes an attempted rally up to that area and fails. Okay. And then breaks down below the point of control after finding support on the point of control. After a nice steep movement down, which I'm sure is some Fibonacci extension, we did come up to that resistance level. We tested it. We actually wicked all the way up. We pulled back down to find support on the point of control. And this is a pattern that you guys want to be looking at. When you're looking at a failed rally, you want to be looking at the strength of the pullback. So if the pullback is relatively decent, so we're talking like a 382 to a 50% Fibonacci retracement, and there's very nice volume on that pullback, you get a nice kickoff reaction off that pullback, especially off a key level of support and resistance like we see right here. This was our previous breakdown zone. You can see we do see a little bit of sideways consolidation right here. Price goes up, breaks down below that level, and then that is the resistance level for price to break through. We break through, which is also congruent with the point of control. We break through, find support, and then we smash through. So this is where I took the trade. I took the trade actually as I saw that we were. So we put in, we spiked, and then on this candle right here, I entered into the trade. And if we actually go down to the 4-hour chart, we can actually see a little bit more clear how I played this baby out. So right here, I saw the spike, and then I saw price close on this candle right here above my line of interest, and I went for it. And I set my stop loss right below the swing low. Okay, pretty easy. I mean, you could, for me, and for anybody watching this, like if you can't spot a breakout like that, you need to go back to your basics, man. Hey, no problem, brother. Gartha Asgard, hodl, man. Hey, great TA. Thanks, man. I highly appreciate that. MMXIX, would anybody like to buy a copy of the Times from the UK today? I'll be getting extra copies for folks overseas. Hey, man, send one over, dude. The business address is on the website, krakencryptocurrency.com, man. Loves Park, Illinois, my good friend. Yeah, so if you can't spot a breakout like that, I mean, again, I'm not trying to be like, to like cram anything in your face, like you suck if you can't spot. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to point like things out, because that right there, that's horizontal support and resistance, like 101. Like that, those should be, in my opinion, you should start your technical analysis learning with risk management. That's all you should focus on for like a fucking year, is just risk management. And then, and then horizontal support and resistance, no indicators, use no indicators. Like I swear to God, use no indicators. Do not start off using indicators. Just understand price action, candlesticks, horizontal support and resistance, market psychology, risk management, and then look to add a couple indicators that are congruent with the trading style that you've developed based off. Stop it, Invade. We got a book for that, man. But yeah, so that's breakout trading 101, man. Okay, so let's go take a look at Ethereum USD. Let's go look at Bitfinex. Okay, so it's been a while since I've actually looked at the Bitfinex chart. So yeah, coming up to my previous take profit area right here, 167.32, 171.36. Now, some interesting things to see on Ethereum, honestly. Like, everybody's kind of going crazy about Ethereum because it has just like taken off. Came back down into the buy zone right here and took off. Now, I didn't take advantage of this trade myself. I've just kind of had my fingers in too many pies, and there becomes an area where you're like, oh man, I kind of got like unfocused on Ethereum, and I got overly focused on XBT. I got a little bit overly focused on TRX. I got a little bit overly focused on XRP, but and I've had a lot of personal stuff going on in the last few days. But when we talk about the results for the December 2018 premium trading group, and I will be compiling, I have all the results from the entire year. Now keep in mind, guys, Kraken Cryptocurrency as a premium trading group has existed since September of 2017. So we now do have a year of data. We've never closed a month in the red, not a single month in the red. So I do have full PDFs of all our trading results for the past year. I am going to compile that out. We've never closed a month in the red, even during the bear market, even in the midst of the bear market. So I'm going to get all that out. If you guys check our Twitter, you can actually see today I did tweet out the finalized results for week 4 of December, and then I put out the finalized results for December 2018, and we'll go over that here in just a second. But looking for Ethereum, obviously, look, we're in areas where I do want to be looking for a short position. Unfortunately, I've gotten stopped out on 2 attempted shorts on Ethereum. The momentum has been a little too much than I did initially expect. So let's go on over to the Ethereum chart right here. Oh, that's some proprietary stuff, guys. Might be showing a little bit too much now. Okay, all right, so let's get rid of that. All right, now price. Now here's my fault. I'll tell you why. Here's my fault. We were coming up right here. We were coming up to my diagonal resistance line right here. And you can see the first attempted short that I did put in right here. We did have this descending trend line right here. I look to take a short from that level right there and look for that lower low and look for us to break past that buy zone, that supply zone right there, excuse me, that demand zone. That did not end up playing out. That got broken through. But if we actually go over and look at the results for January, again, my risk management strategy, we cut our losses very short on that. That doesn't bother me. And in fact, since we're in the XBT USD long with the 2 stop losses on Ethereum, we're actually in profit. So it's all good, man. And then we do have the longer term, diagonal resistance line right here. Now, I was looking to go short from that as well. And price did react exactly as I thought it would, okay? Price did react, but it was just too much of a wicked wick above my resistance line right there. So got stopped out on that trade as well. And obviously in hindsight, the better risk management level would have actually been 159.50 going on the high of this candle right here, because that would have been a confirmed break. And honestly, in this particular situation, I was busy today, so I used something that I don't usually use, which is a hard stop. Had I not used a hard stop, actually, if we go down to the lower time frames, we can actually see that we don't really close significant candles above that level. And we had some pretty good indications that this wasn't going to actually be sustained. So now what are we looking at right here? So down on the micro time frame, we are actually looking for it to give us direction. Now, we did close down below my diagonal trend line. So if we are actually able to get back up and close above this, okay, then we're bullish and we're going up higher. But if what I'm seeing right now is going to play out, look at this. We get a nice breakdown after a fake breakout. We get a pullback. We get a wick up to test the resistance level right here. I'm looking for this to actually break down. Now, looking at our oscillators, they're not going to be as helpful to us because of how extended this movement is. Now, we do see, however, that our Fisher transform, or our time transform, is 2 standard deviations away above the 0 line. We do see that our HD transform is 1 standard deviation away, which has been acting as our oversold area, overbought area for quite a while. However, if we're looking at a higher time frame like the daily chart, there's just not enough data. Price has been trending too strongly downwards and too strongly upwards, as opposed to Bitcoin, which has been much more range bound. Ethereum has been much more volatile. So we go down to a lower time frame to actually see what we're seeing right here, and we do actually see the calls for the short. We actually do see that the time transformer is almost 3 standard deviations, actually over 3 standard deviations overbought. We also see that the HD transformer was 3 standard deviations overbought as well, and then just gave us the sell signal. Actually, on this candle right here, we got the confirmation right there. Just to make that clear, let me pull up the new Liquid Karma, and you can actually see right there, boom. If anybody can tell me what Liquid Karma is from, if anybody can tell me what movie that is referencing, I will send you some MMO coin in the chat room. I will make it rain on you. I'll wait. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so Ethereum, I do expect us to pull back down here potentially a little bit, at least into the resistance zone. And we'll just kind of see again, this is an area where I definitely did want to short from, but I've got stopped out twice, so now I'm just going to be patient. Again, overall, everything is telling me that this is an area to go short from. Again, looking at the 4-hour chart, looking at even the higher time frames, you do see that everything is overbought. We are coming up upon historical resistance right there, looking at the descending trend line. And looking at the volume profile, we are also in an area where we would expect to see a stop loss hunt. Now, because we're at the very top of a high volume node, and we do have a nice wick up into an LVN territory, which is generally what we're going to see for pools of liquidity, because people obviously would have their stop losses set in LVNs above significant areas of swing high, swing low. So I'm going to be out of Ethereum for the meantime. When I do come back and put my money back on the exchanges tomorrow evening, I will then be looking for a longer term trade, whether to see if this is going to be a pullback. Now, the traditional play would be to see a pullback at this level, if not to the buy zone, then potentially even lower, to retest either these levels, previous breakout zones, as support. That would be pointing us all the way actually down to 142, let's be conservative, 143, let's say 144 to 142 would be the low end, the upper areas of the resistance right there. And you have a much more broader general resistance box again right here, based on the HVN right here of 150 to 143. So take that with a grain of salt, discount that as you will, because the reason for that red box on there was to actually map out the HVN, and you do want to be more specific on a lower time frame when you're actually looking for your entrances and exits. So I would like to actually see, I do feel more safe in a short now at this level. I still feel safe for shorting Ethereum, but I'm going to let this one pass me by. Again, when I get stopped out on something twice, I just generally like to take a step aside, be patient, look to another market to take a trade on. But Ethereum and XBT are the markets that I trade the majority of my capital on. So we'll be excited to get into another play on Ethereum. Again, we do have quite bullish potential looking upwards. We do have some quite high targets, honestly, guys. I'm actually gonna have to look at spot price for that, but just looking at the BitMEX chart, I'm gonna just wait. I'm just gonna sit on the sidelines. I'm gonna wait for the play to become. If we end up finding support right here, then I would look to go long and look at some higher targets here, potentially all the way up to 165, 172 would be the next targets, and I'd have to extrapolate that actually from the spot price charts. Blue Horseshoe loves Anacott Steel ICX. Daniel, you got it right, man. Daniel, Southland Tales is correct, man. Is correct. XRP Pacific says greed is good. Daniel, if you at me in the general channel on the Discord, man, I will throw some MMO your way, my good friend. Thank you so much. Thank you for playing. All right. I feel like somebody Googled it. But if you didn't, man, hey, even more props to you, dude. It's not a very popular movie. All right, let's see here. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna look at Ripple. I've been on too long. It is getting late, and I do want to go snuggle with my daughter. So let's go over some fun, exciting stuff, guys. Let's go over to news, big chat. And what I'm going to do, we'll start off with, so this is just an overlook of where we're at with day 2 of, just in the second day of January. It's January 2nd, obviously. So this is what we've accomplished so far with the premium trading group. We've taken positions on TRX USDT. We took an Ethereum USD long. We entered, so let's go over the TRX USDT trade first. TRX USDT, again, we also took it on TRX H19 as well on the BitMEX futures derivative platform. So TRX USDT, we did enter between 0.01864 and 0.019. Take profit targets of 0.0193, 0.0197, and 0.02. We did just hit take profit 2 this morning, so we are up now 4.86%. 4.68% on that trade. The Ethereum USD long, we entered between 132 and 133, looking at take profit targets of 136.5, 138.5, and 140. Obviously, that trade exceeded our expectations, but I know that some the traders in our the way that I trade, I look to take profits, but I also look to let winners run. So again, one of the ideas and one of the core fundamentals of the Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group is teaching individuals to develop their own strategy and getting into concepts of obviously letting winners run, which is your classical strategy. So I'm sure that some of them probably made much more facetious profits on that. Honestly, the Discord was kind of popping this morning about people talking about their Ethereum long positions. And again, so was the chat room here. Somebody was just saying, man, do you feel someone could effectively determine buy-sell targets without the volume profile? No, absolutely, man. There's all kinds of ways that you can determine buy-sell targets. You could use standard deviations of price. You could use average true range. You can use horizontal support and resistance. You can use Fibonacci trend extensions. You can use Fibonacci retracement levels of previous movements. All kinds of ways, man. All kinds of ways. You can use exponential moving averages. You can use simple moving averages. You can use Ichimoku. You can use the sky's the limit, man. I personally use horizontal support and resistance, average true range, and in certain circumstances, I tend to use average true range not for take profit targets. I tend to use average true range for entering into consolidation when I'm looking at where I want to buy to avoid getting stop hunted. But I use horizontal support and resistance and volume profile for my take profit targets and entries as well. So. Supply and demand zone trading. TRX H19, we also took to the long side, entering between 515 and 520 Satoshis with take profit targets 525, 536. We did hit 525. I need to update this chart because we actually did hit 536 as well, I believe, so this needs to be updated. BCH H19 as well, we did short that. Again, this is actually our third short on BCH H19 and Z18 over the last 2 weeks. And again, we did take the XBT USD long. The XBT USD short that preceded that is actually going to be on the December tracking sheet. I'm about to go over that here in a second. But this is the long that we did enter on 12/31. I posted that out in the evening, right on New Year's Eve. Entry between 3,600 and 3,700. Targets of 3750, 3822, 3906, 3964, 4174. So 3 of 5 take profit targets have been hit, and profit taking has been happening. And then here are the 2 stopped out ETH USD trades that I did attempt to take to the short side. If we scroll down here, we can actually see, I don't want to reveal them out of respect to the premium members, but we do see right here that we do have about 5 or 6 trades open, currently about 14.86% profit on those trades. All right, so there's that. Let me now I do want to talk about the month of December. Hey, Caribbean Crypto Show, what's going on, man? There it is. Okay, hopefully this is correct. Let me double check and make sure this is right. Okay, good. There we go. All right, so now we can go over this, and then I'm going to get out of here. All right, so I did just want to go over December's finalized results for you guys. Hopefully you can see that okay. Hopefully it's not too scrunched up for you. But let's look at this baby real quick. So, and actually I do want to pull up my post because then it'll just be easier for me to reference this. So here are the final results for December 2018. So for December 2018, for the Premium Trading Group, we entered 118 total trades. We had 76 winners, 36 losers, and 5 break-evens. So that's a 68 to 32% win-loss ratio, excluding the break-even trades from the calculation. Our total P&L for December 2018, including margin gain, is 919%, 919.52% total P&L, including margin gain. Max drawdown for December 2018 was 247.35%, including margin loss. So a total risk to reward ratio for December 2018 was 3.72 to 1. We had some pretty big winners, guys. We'll go over some of the big winners. Let's scroll down here just a little bit. So where are some of our big winners here? Oh, we got that baby in the way. Oh, I can't move you. Ha! Can't move you because I'm not logged in. Hold on. Let me go scroll that. Let me go move that baby. Get out of town. There we go. Got that pupper moved. XBT USD long position right there, 43.05%. Let's see what are some other. Our biggest winner was our biggest winner of the month. Shout out to Alex Call 85, analyst with Kraken Cryptocurrency. Alex called Call 85. Let's find 85. There you are. No, that's not right. That should actually be 86. Okay, 86, my bad. Call 86 was the initial BCH H19 short. Actually, from 450 and 480, we were able to actually hit right. 480 was like right at the top, man. Calling for take profit targets of 380, 340, and 300. That was a 20% movement in price at the first take profit target, guys, at 3x leverage. So 62.49% gain, margin gain. Fantastic trade. I do want to give a big shout out to Alex. Again, I'm not going to bore you guys with all this, but these are the finalized results right here, including margin gain. Never closed a week in the red, guys, as you can see, although we do take losses. Again, risk management strategy. We do stick to it very well at Kraken Cryptocurrency. So yes, we are going to have down days. We might even have some down weeks, although December was a fantastic month for us, though, honestly. So there's that, guys. That's on the tweeter and everything. Let's see here. Let's go see what our best week was. Week 4 actually was our best week. Yeah, so we just got progressively better every week. Yep. Just got progressively better every week. All right, so there's that, guys, and that's all I got for you today, honestly. Let me double check the chat one more time. Zulakor Maulana, hey, what's going on, man? Sir, are we forming a bear flag in Bitcoin current move? Let's go double check. I don't think so. Dun, 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 dun. Nah, man. So a bear flag is going to take place. A bear flag is going to take place at the bottom of a downtrend, and it's going to be a movement up. So right here, this is a bearish pennant, and I did go over examples of this previously. This is a pretty good example, although it's not perfect, of a bear flag type pattern where you actually are in a downtrend, and then you put in a pattern that looks like this. Where you have higher highs and higher lows in a very contracted price area, and then you look for that to break down, and you take the measured move off your previous bearish movement. Another 27% to the downside. We didn't quite hit that. Almost. Yeah, we did. We hit it right here. Yep, 27% to the downside. Hit that baby right there. Boom, boom. Wasn't quite exact. You even had that pullback to re-enter right here, but ultimately you did end up facilitating that. But you had other metrics. That shouldn't be the only metric that you're using to base your trade off of. Oh, shit. My bad. Bam. There we go. So, yeah, I went and looked at price right here. My bad, guys. Forgot to switch the seam in OBS. So, yeah, we were, this is not a bear flag. So when you get this is like an ascending scallop pattern right here. And just general resistance from a previous resistance area. So we got support coming in around 38.36. Lower than that, we have our point of control coming in around 37.45. Let's actually go back and take the big look. Yeah, so point of control coming in around 38.16, 37.45. If you zoom into the lower time frames, then obviously we have down here, we have our swing support at this range right here is going to give us 36.96, so that the upper 36, lower 37s, and then obviously our final level of support is coming in right around those lower 3600s as well, 35.89 being the low of that candle, I do believe. So breaking those levels again, I do look to enter into a directional short from that position because we're going to have to wait for Bitcoin to establish a support, and that's going to be a pretty hairy situation. Again, don't get freaked out when price comes back up to retest the area of breakdown. That's your area to re-enter or double down. with strong confirmation if you're wrong, if price is actually able to close above the level. Again, that's generally not how things go, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. But when you're looking at this is what you're looking for in a bear flag. So a bear flag is actually going to take place at the bottom of a downtrend. So you have a strong directional movement downwards, and then you put in an ascending price with extreme price contraction. So very, very low volatility movements, very tight price action, and then it breaks to the downside. That's a bear flag. Same when you're looking at a bull flag is exactly the same thing, just in reverse. So let's go find a good example of a bull flag. Maybe we're not going to find a perfect example here. Yeah, so something like this. Something like this, where you have a nice strong bullish movement like this, and then you have descending price action. Generally, also you see bull flags, pull back. To something like the 50% of the 618 Fibonacci retracement, as you can see. So that's another metric to measure them. So always want to be using two corresponding factors when determining your positions. So that's one way to look at it there. But yes, you do have contracting price action as price is moving down, and then you get that nice break to the upside confirmation there, and you actually can take the measured move off your pull, which was a 3% move, and actually it would have exceeded your wildest dreams there, but that would have been your play right there. That would have been your trade. You could be very aggressive and actually measure from the swing low to the swing high of the actual flag. We give you 7.49%, and you would have been unsatisfied. Almost, though. Almost. 7.29. 7.29, guys. But not quite 7.49. I always want to be a little bit more conservative, and that's why I prefer to actually go off candle bodies and not highs and lows. All right, so I got to get running, guys. Thank you so much for the support and coming by the show tonight. I do have to end tonight, as always, with the traditional spiel, guys. So let's zoom over here, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me, guys. I want to give a big shout out to everybody who's been liking, subscribing, following, coming by the Discord, joining the premium trading group. You guys are awesome and fantastic. If you guys do enjoy the content and you want to support the stream, make sure to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button so you can be notified when we go live every morning, normally at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, to crack cryptocurrency for you guys. If you guys would like to come on over to twitch.tv/crackingcrypto and give us a follow on Twitch, I would highly appreciate that personally. Am trying to build up the Twitch following, honestly, because there are some great people on there. If you guys actually, let me do the announcements before I get into the spiel. Okay, so January 9th, I believe tentatively, I do need to work out the time with him, but I was talking to him earlier. I will be having on Bennett from Bitcoin Trading Challenge. Will be on the stream with me as a guest, and we will be going over some technical analysis and trade strategy. So very highly requested guest to have on the show. So I did reach out to him, and he did agree to come on the show. Thursday the 10th, so the following evening, from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will be having on the founder of Spectre Security Coin, DigiWarfare, as he goes by. Good friend of the show. So we'll be having him on to talk about the markets in general, economics, politics, and also Spectre Security Coin and digital security. So looking forward to that. Make sure you guys tune into those shows. Those will be cryptocurrency shows and not breaking Bitcoin market updates. Let's see here. That's about it. We will also be having other guests coming on the show. I will be announcing those as I get the plans with them finalized. All right, so let's get into it. If you guys would like to support the show in a more substantial way and receive value for value, guys, consider checking out our merch store, guys. Let me tell you about the most wonderful beverage vessel you will ever lay your eyes on, guys. You go over here to accessories, mugs, and drinkware on the Kraken Cryptocurrency merch store. Zoom on down right here. The Kraken Cryptocurrency HODL mug in contrast, guys. Look at this glorious, beautiful, magnificent beverage vessel. If you drink your morning coffee out of this, you will be 80% more successful in your trades and 90 to 95% more attracted to the opposite or same sex, depending on your preference. Again, I believe there is an option. There's a button on that, I think, on the back of the mug again. But yes, $15.99. We do get a small kickback from the sale of the merch. Helps us keep the lights on here. We highly appreciate the support, guys. Now, If you guys would like to improve your trading skills and start 2019 off on the right foot and turn those losses into gains, consider joining the Kraken Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group. You will get access to our proprietary signals and trade setups, as well as analyst and trader support in our private Discord in the members lounge, as well as access to the VIP day trading voice chat. You will also get access to our webinar series designed to turn you into a successful and profitable trader, teaching risk management, trading strategy, and signaling. You will also get access to our resource library full of courses, webinars, seminars, workbooks, PDFs, everything you could possibly imagine to supplement your journey as a trader. You will also get access to our personally in-house curated news service, access to our premium technical and fundamental analysis, one-on-one support, trading webinars, as I already mentioned, and early access to our indicators, signal script strategies, and bots. All right, guys. So the discount for December is over, so we are back to our regular prices. Again, I do need to update this as well, guys, but as long as this is up, I will have to honor it. Again, the updated prices are in the Discord, but again, do need to update the prices on the website. Scott, if you're listening, but yes, I will honor those prices as long as you come at me with them. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream tonight. Let me check here. Daniel De Leon says, just go to sub 2,000 already and let's be done with shorting. I feel you, man. Keel Wilson. Yeah, hopefully I got that figured out, guys. There we go. Sorry about that. Let's see. BB, thank you, man. Andrew Lovelace, sorry, guys. Thanks for pointing that out. Eric Laris says, hello, gents. Anyone stopping trading to pull crypto off of exchange for proof of keys? Is this an all-day affair? Yes, actually. And Daniel, discord.krakenCryptocurrency.com. Scott, if you want to throw that in there, man. Gotta Watch Crypto says, where the hell is everybody? Yeah, man. Thanks, Mr. Ether. Thanks for joining us this evening. Yeah, something like an evening show. Again, it's my first time on the spot. I do know that this is kind of a popular time for other streamers as well, so I do appreciate everybody coming by and joining me for the new spot. Again, this isn't going to be a permanent thing yet. I am looking eventually to potentially migrate to this time as well, but pleased to have you watching this, man. Thank you so much. K7 Jixer 1000 says, don't forget to convert 10% of your trade profits into precious metals. I highly agree with that. Let me show you guys something. I was actually going through, I'll do it tomorrow because I don't want to go look for it, but I was going through my closet earlier today and I found all my silver. I've got at least my bar silver. So I did kind of want to show that off. I've got I do want to order some new silver bars. I found a really good design, a really good stamp where actually Jesus is whipping the money collectors. So I've got to get me some of that, man. R. Terencial, hey, what's going on, man? Yes, Daniel. So just message me in the Discord, man. I'm JWise free in the Discord, or just post in the general. That's the reason for low turnout. Yeah. So yes, I do want to talk. Let's talk about proof of keys briefly. What is proof of keys? Let me switch the background while I talk about this. I got roped into talking longer. So what is proof of keys? Proof of keys is an event that was inspired by Trace Mayer. If you guys are unfamiliar with Trace Mayer, he invented many different fundamental indicators for Bitcoin, such as the Mayer multiple and the NVT ratio. He's been a long supporter of Bitcoin, early investor in Bitcoin, doctors of jurisprudence, early founder of Kraken and other payment methods as well. He proposed the idea of proof of keys back in the day as a test of solvency for exchanges. So the idea is that, okay, if exchanges are really solvent and they are actually holding on to your cryptocurrency as they promise that they are, and that you're not just seeing, that you're not basically just involved in a Ponzi scheme, that they're taking your cryptocurrency and funneling it off and paying, when people want to do withdrawals, that they're paying people who are withdrawing cryptocurrency from other people's fresh deposits, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a way to keep exchanges honest and to test them for solvency. So every January 3rd, every year, The idea is for everybody to pull their cryptocurrency off the exchange for 24 hours to stress test the exchange for solvency. So I think that we don't have a lot to worry about with some of our bigger exchanges like Coinbase or Bitfinex, honestly, but I think that it is just a good test of solvency for the exchange. And again, out of respect and solidarity with all the other kind of, players in the sphere, I will be doing that as well. Again, I did it last year. I did it the year before. So I'm going to be doing it this year as well. So I will be pulling all my money off the exchanges here in about 2 hours and 40 minutes at midnight. So, hey, Seth Shepard. Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for showing up, man. It's right toward the end of the show, but hey, we're normally here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time every day. We are doing the evening show tonight and looking to migrate to the evening show later on as well. Mr. Ether said, I'm selling 0.999 silver coins with crypto logos on them. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. I really like... is Tether okay to keep on an exchange? Yeah, I'm not scared of Tether. I think a lot of people are scared of Tether. I'm much more scared of USDC, ran by Circle. I think that Bitfinex is a far more trustworthy institution than Square. What happens if it tanks and your money is off the exchange? Well, then your money's off the exchange, and you don't have to worry about it because your money's off the exchange. Oh, I see what you're saying. What happens if the price tanks and your money is off the exchange? Well, I mean, that's the risk of holding cryptocurrency. I mean, you can convert to cash. Hey, later, brother. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. So again, in the market right now, I'm just going to be converting to USD and withdrawing. But for your long-term holds, it's just one of the things. Would you rather? But that's the thing. Like if pulling your money off the exchange does make the price crash, man, then buy silver and crypto. Hell yeah, man. You think I should buy BCH or BTC? BTC for the win, man. Depends on what BCH you're talking about. Maybe like at this point in time. Let's go take a gander. I'm always going to say, obviously, BTC because BCH is garbage. I will be buying stocks if they go down another 15%. Not a bad idea, man. Not a bad idea. Buy when there's blood in the streets. I had an interesting conversation with somebody last night about how the stock market is not going into a recession. We did, again, see the largest single point gain in stock market history in a long time a few days ago. Nobody's talking about that. I don't know why I opened up a new tab. Let's look at ABC. All right. So I must have generated that trade over here. No, I did it over here. I know where I did it. Hey, Van Thuong Leon. Hey, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Welcome to the community. There it is. All right, so here's the trade on. Here was the trade on BCH ABC that I just posted like a few hours ago. Honestly, hit take profit target 1 already, guys. So congratulations to anybody that it was in on that trade. So yes, just feeling pretty bullish about BCH ABC, honestly. But again, just the way I trade, do I feel strongly about a positional trade? No. Again, we were shorting BCH ABC. If we actually go over to, oh, what am I doing? Yeah, we were shorting BCH ABC from like 580, man. Or 480, excuse me. From 480. So right here. Sorry, right here. 450, 480 is where we started entering into our short positions. But I mean, the price is just ranging right now, so you just want to wait for that good breakout signal. Now, there are some positive things here. Looking at the 4-hour chart, you do see price above the point of control, and we have broken above local resistance right here. We've got, I mean, this does actually potentially look pretty bullish to me. Very nice, good volume that I do expect to see volume on. That is higher volume actually breaking us up out of the cycle, and generally I do see and expect to see follow through on that. Let's go to the higher time frame so we can actually see what our oscillators are telling us. Yeah, and we can actually see, again, there's very little data for our oscillators to go off right here, but we do see our time transformer crossing above the 0 line right here, bullish sign. We do actually have the daily bullish cross up right here, the perfect opportune time to enter right here, especially if you're using open data. HD transformer crossing above the 0 line and moving above 1 standard deviation. Generally, when we do see that, I do expect the oscillator to go to 2 standard deviations. So, obviously getting a spinning top doji right here on the daily chart as well. So that means that buying and selling pressure has been fairly equal, meaning the open and the close price are going to be identical. But we do see more strength to the bulls. The bulls were able to push price all the way up, and the bears were able to push price back down to the open price, but not lower on a closing basis. So that is an indecision candle. So it's neither bullish nor bearish. So we'll just wait and see. I remain tentatively bullish on BCH ABC at this point in time. Now let's go check out BCH SV. Scott says, took the words out of my mouth. Justin will always say Bitcoin. Yeah, for sure, man. Apple has a sale. Bcash has more upside potential from here. Yeah, I am inclined to agree with you, K7 Jixer. I think that BCH in the short term has a little bit more room to run. I think that Bitcoin is obviously the better investment overall, but unfortunately, if we just look at the charts, again, as a technician, I just got to go off the charts, and I do have to tentatively agree with you. Let's go look at the charts. I mean, Bitcoin is coming. Let's take off logarithmic. Bitcoin's coming up to an area of resistance, an area that I want to be shorting from. So we put in strong ranging consolidation, and this looks fairly bearish to me. Whereas if we just look over here at BCH, this looks much more bullish. This looks much more bullish, guys. Let's look at BCH SVUSDT. Yeah, it came back down to my buy zone right here and just kind of ranging and consolidating in there. But I mean, this looks good too because we did just break above the point of control and we're back testing it right now. So hopefully if this holds as support, if we close above 90 bucks, $90.93. Again, this might not be a bad area to enter into a trade as well, setting your stop around 88.50, maybe even 89 if you wanted to be especially tentative with it. Again, this was the setup that really hasn't changed in a long time, guys. Again, I was talking about, I drew these targets on the chart when price was right here, just doing the Fib extension and the Fibonacci retracement. Price hit both take profit targets on that long BCHSV. We did pull back into that support area right here. 50% retracement, bottom of the value area on the HVN. So I've drawn this chart like quite a bit. Like nothing's really changed on this. BCHSV is still poised in that kind of poised in that buy area, but let's draw a new trend line. Yeah, BCHSV is still in that buy zone, just as well as BCHAVC. I'd be fairly tentative. Of course, I would want to be out of the trade if we do, especially if we go down here. I would want to be out of the trade if we close below here because that's just the way I trade. I don't like, using like such wide stops and everything like that. I'm not a huge positional trader like that. But yeah, definitely want to be out of the trade if price goes down below here because your next area of support is obviously just down here, which would also be a retest of this trend line. But I think that that's probably going to be a mulligan at this point in time. That's no longer valid for anything. Price doesn't act like that. So we do kind of now see we do now see kind of a symmetrical pattern forming. That's a symmetrical wedge, honestly. But again, what stock do I put in this crap? Not a whole lot. I'm not a chart patterns guy. There are other channels for that kind of stuff. If you want to go look at stuff that's not, it's not, man. Seth Shepard says, don't leave. Do another topic. I'm sorry. I forgot the sub, man. Jordani says, "Can you define bullish for me?" Yeah, like meaning it's looking good. It's looking good to run to the upside. Soul Rack Cap says, "Did you hear about the Electrum phishing scam? Guy lost over 200 Bitcoin." No, I didn't hear about that, man. But I can tell you, Electrum is garbage, dude. Jordani says, "I bought Bcash at 148. I was buying ETH under 100 dip. Good man." Hey, Jack Lee, what's going on, man? Greetings from Thailand. Good to see you, brother. Hey, Max X and Seth Shepard. Again, I never like to say like, hey, you guys are wrong. But if you're just saying like Ethereum under 100 was a no-brainer, like that's not it. People only, no offense, but people only say that stuff in hindsight because, you know, when Ethereum was at $1,400, you would have said, oh man, Ethereum's under $1,000. That's a no-brainer, man. I got to buy now. I mean, just using a price as to say that that's a no duh to buy at this level makes no sense, man. Like, no offense. Again, I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to be overly critical or say you guys are stupid. I mean, you know, I would assume that you have metrics and other data to back that up as well, but I mean, again, there were plenty of technicals on the chart to say that that was a good buy area based on recent price action and reaction to that. But when price is just down, and keeps going down and keeps going down and keeps going down for a year, no level no longer any no level is valid to just be like, well, price is this cheap. It's a no brainer. Price can always get cheaper in a bear market, man. The coins can always get cheaper, man. Let's see here. I feel like Litecoin under 50 is a decent risk long-term based on early 2007 price action. Our Trent just said disregard that. Hey, Seth Shepard. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, brother. Proof of Cheese Whiz. Fine Line says, what the best crypto shorting exchange? BitMEX. Electrum thing was scam. Nothing to shade. Nothing to shade on Electrum. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Sorry, I misspoke. Yes. Sorry, let me go back to that. And what you said there, sir. Did you hear about the Electrum phishing scam? Okay, my bad. I read that as, did you hear about the Electronium phishing scam? Okay, because Electronium is a garbage-ass altcoin. Let me rephrase that. I actually quite like Electrum. I use Electrum, the Electrum Bitcoin wallet. Okay, sorry, I just misspoke and my brain misfired. Okay. So, Electronium, garbage-ass altcoin that one of my buddies did end up losing a lot of money on. Electrum, not a bad wallet. Here's the problem with Electrum. Because Electrum is an SPV wallet, you have to be careful about what repo and what hub you downloaded from, okay? You have to be careful about what hubs you're connected to. And most people aren't advanced or power users and they don't know how to go in and adjust that. Normally, you don't have to. It's generally not a big deal. But what the phishers actually did was they inserted malware into the install program itself because people weren't downloading Electrum directly from the registered website. So you just have to, you know, verify the code, verify your oh, come on, brain, work. Verify the key that comes with your download. You know, you can easily do that. Your SHA-256. Sorry, verify your SHA-256 code. Whatever algorithm they're running their code from, their public key, private key, whatever. But you can always do that. Again, if you don't want to go that advanced, that's fine. Just make sure that you're downloading your install file from the actual website and not from some mirror or from some other website. And what they did was insert malware in there that would request you to install a security update. It was a false pop-up. So if you're using Electrum and you get a security update that is prompting you to click yes to install a security update, do not install that because that is going to install malware that is going to steal your private keys and siphon your funds. Yeah, a lot of people did lose quite a bit of money off of that. Again, I run Electrum, never had any problem, but I did my research on it. And you do actually, you know, it's not like if you're running Electrum, there's a danger. If you downloaded a bad version of Electrum, you might get a security update prompt. And what you have to make sure you do is uninstall that version of Electrum. Make sure you download the correct version of Electrum. And whatever you do, please, for the love of God, do not click the prompt to install the security update. It's not real, guys. It's not real, man. Yeah, Electrum wasn't bad. The servers they connected to were allowed to give users a message asking them to download new hack software. Always check your download sources. Yeah, absolutely, man. I liked it before it started, then switched over to Twitch. Thanks, Mbate. What a real supporter, man. Thank you so much, my brother. Sebastian Rodriguez says, Bitcoin touched 4,500 on Kraken last night. Love the low volume. You know, that's me and Alex have talked extensively about moving over to Kraken. So, and Sebastian Rodriguez said, I had a 20x on Electronium, 0.1 to 0.2. Great coin to me. Hell yeah, dude. Fantastic. I'm glad you had a good trade, but look what Electronium's done since. You know, you could say the exact same thing about pretty much any low cap, micro cap coin during 2017. There was, you know, there's a season for that, man, but Electronium overall, dude, is not, it's not any good, man. Doesn't have any use case, in my opinion. You think it's too late to buy BTC? Yeah, I think that we're probably going to move down here. The Frenchman, hey, what's going on, man? Aggressive answer, but I have a regressive response. What is up with YouTubers crapping all over people's investment choices? The my coin is better than your coin crap is getting old, like websites. Some will make it, some won't, but to each of his own. Yeah, man, I'm not against diversity, but again, yeah, to each his own. And this is my own, man. This is kind of my show, dude. Like, I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, dude. I trade, when it comes to trading, I'm coin agnostic, but if you're asking me if I like something, like, I think pretty much everything is garbage compared to Bitcoin. Like, that's just my opinion. And I have some fundamental reasons behind that. Again, Bitcoin has the fundamental aspect to change the world. It's censorship resistant. It has no centralized point of failure. It's government hard. It's verifiable, not trustable. There's no centralized authority, no centralized point of failure. Everything's verified through encryption. It has some of the best devs. It has some of the best technology. It has some of the most responsible investment. It's getting the most institutional interest from investment. It has, again, some of the best developers in the world working on it, as opposed to these other updates, the other updates that are might possibly in the future, 10 years from now, 5 years from now. We just got to figure out this plasma sharding thing. Yeah, it's going to be great, fantastic once we actually get an idea to figure it out type update. A lot of people are just, the reality of the situation is why am I so aggressive about it is because I see people all over the internet, and I saw it all during 2017, telling people that they should buy into a coin because of the fundamentals, when the fundamentals from a very cursory security glance, whether you're looking at security flaws, whether you're looking at fungibility, whether you're looking at store of value, whether you're looking at technological innovation, whether you're looking at actual investment capital behind the project, they were all garbage, literally garbage fundamental reasons to be excited to be invested in anything like Electronium, for example. It was garbage from day one, and any person with a shred of evidence or research could have told you that, who knew what they were talking about. Now, it would have been much more honest if people were just like, hey guys, it's 2017. Everybody's altcoin fucking crazy right now. It doesn't matter what you buy. It's pumping. Let's go. Electronium for life. Verge. Hell yeah. Okay. That's the reality, dude. But you got all these people overly emotionally invested in projects that they think it's just how humans are. They're tribal. So they're brand recognition, branded into their brains. Okay. Well, in my opinion, the Bitcoin, the reason that I'm supportive of Bitcoin as opposed to other altcoins is not for the same purpose. There are legitimate fundamental reasons why Bitcoin is vastly superior to any other coin that exists out there. From security standpoints, from resistance to government standpoints, from store of value standpoints, from technological standpoints, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the reason that I'm so aggressive with it is because I know and believe that Bitcoin can actually make the world a better place, and all Tron can do is make you money. So, and the longer that people tout altcoins as fundamentally good things, the longer the world is going to be held back. So it's a kind of a cost-benefit analysis. Do we want to be free, or do I want to make some cheddar? You know what I mean? I try to strike a fine balance between making cheddar and trying to make the world a better place, man. But to each their own. Again, as you said, I highly agree with that as well. Daniel says, I have a question. What is the technical analysis if I have ADD and ADHD? Hey, man, get in front of some charts because you can pay attention to some shit, dude. Mbate22 says, love Electronium. Friend gave me $50 worth of Electronium last Christmas. I felt guilty selling, so I gave him the same amount of Electronium for Christmas this year, only worth $4, dude. Oh, man. Fine Line says New York is the worst state to live in when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. Yeah, absolutely, man. I like Crypto Zombie. I watch K-Dub's channel, man, and for real, man. Like all the stuff. He's always like, yeah, there's this new exciting, awesome thing about cryptocurrency, but I live in New York, so I can't get involved with it. But here you go. Trading on Kraken gave me PTSD. Kraken, and yeah, the trading engine. Yeah, it has been updated, man. When do you think I should go in on some BTC? Most likely looking at that $3,200 to $3,100 area. We probably get another bounce off that 200 period simple moving average. And then you can look to take that trade up to like 35, 3,600. Or if we actually are able to close above 42, 4,300, then you can look to take a long up to 5K, man. Problem. Oh, God damn it, this chat, dude. Problem with maximalism is the main draw of crypto is and will remain speculation. I mean, no, I disagree with that because Steve Jobs was an Apple maximalist and people weren't drawn in. Yeah, like you can say speculation was what drew people in, but people drew into Steve Jobs and Apple because of the actual innovation and impact that they had on the world with actual results. Like, hey, look, I made this. Look how fucking awesome it is. Bitcoin does that. Like you can just be like, I tell people, they're like, hey, so because people, listen, guys, as we move further down the rabbit hole with when finance and money gets tight, guys, and governments, as we're as somebody who leans toward the right, again, you're already starting to see it with Patreon and Twitter shadow banning people and kicking them off their platform, PayPal banning and blocking people from receiving money, institutions having the ability to freeze your funds and block you from receiving money, guys. We're just seeing the tip of the iceberg, guys. Everybody is just so obsessed with price action that they've forgotten the fundamentals, dude. As the governments start cracking down on people and as the world cries out for a censorship-resistant currency, Bitcoin's going to shine, guys. Bitcoin's going to shine because it is that fundamental reason that it actually makes it valuable, is that you can send Bitcoin to anybody you want in the entire world. Nobody can fucking stop you. Nobody can fucking stop you. Can't do that with Ethereum. Vitalik Buterin can click a button and shut your shit down. Tron, same thing. Ripple, same thing. No offense, guys. These are just facts. They're just facts, guys. Stop reading the press releases of the coins that you like and actually listen to programmers and developers who write the code for this stuff. And most secure coin in the market changed my mind. I think I just did, man. So what I'm saying is that I only want Bitcoin maximalist subscribers. Others not welcome. That's your vibe. Are you a crypto white knight? No, absolutely not, man. I try to run a technical analysis channel here, but when people do like ask me about my opinion, I'm going to give them my opinion. Sorry, man. I would, again, people subscribe to the channel for whatever they want, I'm a trader by nature. So when it comes to trading, I'm coin agnostic. I'll take a look at whatever you want me to look at and I'll trade whatever. I don't care if it's XYZ, ABCDX coin. Doesn't matter to me. If there's money to be made, I'll take the money, man. But the people that I like to hang out with and have good conversations with when it comes to bigger issues like politics, philosophy, and economics, yeah, man, I kind of prefer Bitcoin maximalists. But that's not to say, listen, I have some really good friends that are, Ether, that are really strong on Ether. And we have good, exciting, fascinating conversations, man. I want free money, Seth Shepard says. Silver digital Litecoin. K7 Jixer says, Bitcoin is good until blocks become full, confirmation time becomes hours, and fees balloon to $80. Yeah, that's only happened once in Bitcoin's history, and that was because of the spamming of the mempool by Bitmain and nChain. So we've kind of come quite a ways since then, man. Again, that's not to say that it can't happen again, but that happened for a month, and that's like the biggest complaint that people have about Bitcoin, is that it was slow or it cost a lot during 1 month of its 10-year history. And there's a lot that can be done to solve that. I mean, again, SegWit is going a long ways toward fixing that problem again. And blocks aren't even full now. Like blocks are very rarely ever full. So again, scaling is one of the things that the development team, that the Bitcoin core team is working on extensively. Now we have payment channels with Lightning, which has been in development for over 2 years. You compare that to, you compare that to the stuff that Ethereum basically implements, like basically off the drop of a hat. They're like, we're going to try this shit out. We're going to need the code written in a month. Right on, man. Good to see you, brother. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I appreciate it, man. How much do you think I should invest? I'm a beginner. Only what you can afford to lose. Only ever invest what you can afford to lose. And then paper trade extensively before you actually invest any money. Develop a trading strategy and develop a risk management strategy. Again, there's lots of different courses. Again, obviously, I run a premium trading group where that's my job to teach people that. So I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. But if you choose not to go with this guy, there's a lot of options and opportunities out there for you. Just make sure that you are keeping it simple. Start your study off with risk management and horizontal support and resistance, price action, trend psychology, trading with the trend, counter trend trading the trend, and then don't start with indicators. Don't look at indicators as magical. Just look to develop a very simple trading strategy that implements a couple elements that you've studied, and look to stick to that strategy, very disciplined, and execute that day in, day out. It's not sexy, but it's how you actually make money as a trader. MaxX says, would be a very odd world if crypto just stopped at Bitcoin. Don't think reality works like that, but we'll see. No, I don't think that Bitcoin is the end all be all, but I think that see, it's not like it's a one thing. It's not like it's the Apple iPhone 7, because Apple then went on to make iPhone 8, iPhone 9, blah, blah, blah. But Bitcoin is the best baseline for a cryptocurrency protocol. So until I see a better protocol from a fundamental perspective, you can grow and change and add on to Bitcoin, side chains, payment channels, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all different kinds of stuff. Let's see here. MBait22 says, I agree with the underlying belief, but being able to go pay hate groups and people who say Sandy Hook was a hoax isn't the best example. Probably not. But again, I'm totally cool with people doing that, man. I'm totally cool with people having the freedom. Now, I can disagree with that on a fundamental level and think that that is atrocious and horrible. But do those people have the freedom and the right to do that? Yes, they do. And I disagree with any government. I disagree with government having the authority to shut those people down. I think that individuals should be able to govern themselves, and I think that they can. Yep, no problem, man. John Lauro says, do I think Bitcoin is rigged because of wash trading? Wash trading is making Bitcoin rigged with bullshit volume numbers due to wash trading. So wash trading is just people trading back and forth with each other. Yeah, like wash trading happens. Binance admitted to wash trading. That new mic makes your keyboard sound like you're hitting a subwoofer. Yeah, I do need to figure out the voice suppression and the noise gate. I do got it kind of figured out, but ever since I kind of had to, turn the mic up, because I had to lower the gain down. Yeah, it's kind of loud. A MaxX censorship resistance is great, but I don't think that will drive demand much. Not right now, man. Not right now, but wait a couple of years. Wait a couple of years. Wait a couple of years. When people actually need to pay people, and because of their political beliefs or because of their political affiliations or because of their social views or social affiliations, they are being blocked by politicized institutions and corporations, which have taken a political bent. Look for that to actually drive demand, because that's demand. Right now, what we're seeing is speculation. Everybody talks about Bitcoin through the lens of the price. And corporations are people, so it's okay, man. Yeah, John Lauro, I think people make an overly large deal about wash trading. Wash trading is actual trading. I mean, yeah, like it could get you caught up, but the problem is, all wash trading does is it just incentivizes other traders to trade on your platform, because now it seems like you're trading with more volume. And traders want to go where there's more volume and more volatility. So imagine if TV networks banned shows on the JFK assassination and UFO theories. You mean like Twitter just did? Yeah, you can't talk about how JFK was You can't talk about the JFK conspiracy on Twitter anymore. That can get you banned. Yeah, exactly, brother. All right, guys. Whew, man, I talked for like an hour longer than I expected to, man. My daughter is out there. She's going to kill me, guys. All right, I got to go, guys. You guys have been fantastic and awesome. Again, obviously, hit that like button and the subscribe button if you guys want to support the stream. Stop by the merch store, pick something up if you want to help keep the lights on. And if you want to increase your trading skills and join myself and the other traders and analysts of Cracking Cryptocurrency, consider joining the premium trading group. All the information is on the website and in the description down below. As always, make sure to leave your questions, comments, thoughts, opinions, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats in the comments section down below. Or you can email us at contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com or DM us in the Discord. We're very easy to get a hold of, guys. You guys have been fantastic, awesome, and wonderful. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Shout out to every... Thanks, Mbate. I appreciate that, man. I'm sure she'll be very understanding. She's probably asleep, man. I want to thank everybody who's been liking, subscribing, following, coming by the Discord. You guys are awesome and fantastic. And I will be back here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time to crack cryptocurrency and break down the markets for you guys. You guys have a wonderful, fantastic evening, guys. Peace out.